Julia already has drama? Bro, it got announced like 2 seconds ago. What are they angry about? That there's like too many women? Or is it because they have one guy and there's too many dudes? Like, what is this shit?
Hey everyone, Tobias here, and welcome to another video, and this time it's covering gacha dramas. Now, I'm not one to talk about dramas because
oh my god, can we just stop saying this shit? Because you're terrified of, oh my god, I'm not one guy to talk about the issues. Why not? Bro, what the bro, I'm so tired of hearing this shit. What the is the problem? I'm tired of this stigma that people are like, it's bad to talk about drama. It's bad to talk about issues in the community. Just say what you need to say. People who guilt you for that shit are just positive shilling cocks. Tell them to go themselves, move on, and then collect their ad revenue, bro. Holy shit, get off the... No disrespect, Tobias. This isn't about you, it's about a larger issue, but holy... I'm so tired of people saying that shit. Like, come on, bro. So if we don't talk about the drama, if we don't talk about the issues, how are we gonna fix it?
There's already enough in the world, and you certainly don't need another person's opinion on it.
Yes, we do.
However, this mobile game drama surrounding the newest reveal of Azure Lane Dev's new game, Azure Familia, is just way too funny. Okay, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I mean, it just goes to show how much of misinformation is currently being spread in the CN area.
I also hate that word, misinformation. You know what I'm not tired of? Just call it fake news. Like, fake news sounds so much better. I don't know what it is about the word misinformation, but it's like everybody who uses it like puts themselves on a pedestal. Just say fake news. CNN, fake news. You know what? I don't need to do a Trump impression. We're good.
With regards to, companies trying to smear other companies in a hot bid for the wallets of all current mobile gamers, and it's a tough market. It's extremely
mobile gamers. I remember when mobile gaming was a joke, and now look at us, man. We have better games coming out on the phone than like Xbox One has had in its entire lifetime. Like, dude, it's gotten to the point where console gamers are more cringe than being called a mobile gamer. Obviously, let's be real. PC gaming is still the pinnacle, right? But it goes like handheld device, Game Boy Advance gaming, console gaming, mobile gaming, PC gaming. Oh, bro, I'm so happy for the era where we live in.
It's really tough. And when Azure Lane or Azure Familia got released, people were like, damn, this looks really good.
It does.
Basically, anime waifu power world. And the anime waifu power world with Azure Lane. So we know it's going to be quite new. If you just look at the combat character showcase, you will see that, the physics are there. The jiggles are 100% there.
Does it sound as creepy as... Does it sound that creepy when I talk about it? Or no? Do I make it funny? I'll be real, bro. As we can see, Azure Lane devs made it, so you can check. In fact, they do have boobs.
So people are like, you know what? This is going to be amazing. However, this information got posted and amassed extremely high amounts of views. And
what the f? They're going to make dudes in Azure Lane? Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I ain't playing that shit, bro. That better be an NPC or I'm out. Hell no. Hell no. Do not put dudes in my Azure Lane Familia game, bro, okay? Females only or I'm not playing.
In regards to, are Azure Lane devs going to introduce male characters?
Hell no.
That's right. It's honestly such a mind-boggling concept that they basically announced the death, quote-unquote, death of the game, the Azure Familia.
Absolutely.
By saying that male characters will be added.
Yeah, it's ruined.
If you came from Azure Lane, it's a very aesthetically pleasing Kuma-bait game, right?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, no one plays it for the gameplay.
Well, what do you mean, man?
But they play it for the top quality skins of the characters. Now, when people found out it was the Azure Lane devs, they said, wow, this game is going to be really good because it's Azure Lane 3D.
Yep.
But then they dug up some information. Apparently, this was leaked Azure Lane content with
NPCs.
They're going to be male playable characters that you'd be able to pull.
Okay, so you say this isn't serious drama. Yes, it is. I am not a person, okay, as a Coomer, as a representative of the Coomers, I really want to let you know. The reason why it would be miserable to have males in the game is when I'm out here, when I'm out here edging, when I'm out here gooning, and I'm ready for the new release of the new character, and I find out that it's a dude, I'm gonna have to edge for 6 weeks longer, okay? And I'll be real, guys, I'm trying to goon. I'm trying to get this shit going, man. That's a club. Why am I not a part of it? Well, bro, I mean, send me an application.
Gotcha. I mean, just think about it for a second. The CM bros, after they saw this, went crazy.
Yep.
Because they were like, oh my god, they're going to make this cater to the general public and make it basically a second copy of Genshin.
Hell no.
Instead of staying true to what made Azure Link successful. And look at the guy. This guy's literally Gojo from JJK, right? I mean,
he does.
All in all, honestly, I think it's totally fine. Now, if that's how the game developers want to take the direction, since the game is not even being released just yet, but people already review bombed. They freaking review bombed the game.
Good.
Down from like 9 point something at when the first PV got released.
Good.
And it was so popular, down to 7.9.
Deserved.
Oh my goodness.
Deserved.
The amount of, I mean, I don't even want to read the comments because it was so crazy. Saying,
read the comments, bro, because I can't. Okay, I'm American. I don't speak that language. Read them.
People like saying that you know what, you make this game, you add male characters, the game is just dead. Like, don't even think about making the game. And they're saying they're not going to spend Azure Lane anymore. People were really upset, like really upset. I mean, fine, but literally this would. Listen,
man, do you not understand that when dudes edge, they go out of control? How the you think these OnlyFans girls and these Fansly girls are able to charge $50 for a video of them pulling their shirt off, right? It's because these dudes, when they're edging and they're trying to bust, right, they will do whatever they can to blow their load, right? So when everybody hears edging for the release of Azure Familia and they realize there's a chance they might just be dudes, what are they gonna do, bro? Be gay? It's impossible. It's impossible. What are we gonna do? Make this game for the general public? Hell no. Okay, here's the thing. This game is for straight men and lesbians. All right, and that's just pretty much where that's all pill we're gonna have to swallow.
It was leaked and not confirmed. So within pretty much 12 hours, the devs literally came out with an official statement because the leaks were so impactful to the reputation and I guess to the reviews.
It was probably the Genshin Impact devs. They probably leaked the images of dudes just to stop their competition. Because this game's coming fast.
Developers came out and said a few things. So a couple of things.
In hours.
Saying that, well, thank you everyone for your interest in the game, and here we are with some information regards to the game.
Actually insane.
Set a few things straight. Now they're saying that the game has been in development since 2021, and we know actually the CN license has already been given. So we'll see the game either in 2024, I think by the latest Q1 of 2025.
Dude, I heard that it was coming out in 2024, and my initial thought was, oh my god, that's not for 2 years. Chat. We're 2024. Guys, 2019 was 30 years ago. Guys, that was 30 years ago, guys.
Right, because the licensing does have a time limit. I think you can reapply or extend it, but it's not that easy. So the game actually will see release, or at least an early beta test soon, which of course I will be in, and you can check on my channel when we do have the beta test. But regardless, they're also saying that the development of Azure Familia will not affect the development of Azure Lane. It's two different teams, so don't worry about that. And
oh, interesting. Now everybody playing Azure Lane can keep playing their game that they love playing and definitely aren't just cranking their hogs to. I have never seen somebody actually play the game. I see them go live, pull up the new Live 2D skin and go, oh my god, look at those boobs. Or it's just me. Yo, Mr. Pokey, what up, man? Appreciate the raid, brother.
They mentioned here, you can customize your own characters and join this wonderful journey with essentially.
For anybody who can't read this, let me translate real quick. Okay. Watashi wa sonoichi minasan. Konnichiwa, aboba. That pretty much just wraps everything up.
Female characters, because they talk about why does the promotional video only have female characters. They're saying we're good at designing female characters, and in the future only female characters will be available. Okay, only female characters will be available in the game for gacha. So essentially, what happened was they talked about in point 5. Some people use the NPC and also boss designs from early game development, and they used it to essentially review bomb and draw negative attention to the game. I mean, this is not the first thing it has happened, right?
Insane. No, actually insane. Yeah, boys, I'm gonna be real. I think a game where you play as strong, independent women, where you just beat up men, is a great idea. I mean, I feel like women have been mistreated and marginalized for too long. Hey guys, I'm a feminist. If men are allowed to walk with their shirts off, I feel like all women should be allowed to walk around naked as well, okay? Because it's empowering, and we should all be on equal terms, right? So, I mean, to be honest, I feel like the games are kind of sexist unless you have a nude toggle. And that's not, I mean, that's just because I'm a feminist, guys. So, like, I'm all about equal opportunity here. And I see this as a massive dub.
Back then, I think when Girls Frontline 2 came out, of course it's got their own drama, but the amount of reaction and the targeted attack to the devs, to the game, is kind of out of proportion. I get why players are frustrated, it makes sense, but the amount of negativity and attacks on the devs in the game
That's insane.
is really out of proportion. So
It is insane.
Speculating that there's outside forces involved. Other gaming companies that are trying to compete obviously want to do a smear campaign, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that is not paranoia, it's the Usos, right? Like, you know for a fact, if another company sees that a big title is coming out and they have an opportunity to ruin their PR, to ruin their image before release, that way their game is safer, absolutely. Oh, buck yeah. Oh, buck yeah, they do that, man.
Well, I don't think this is any different. Of course, they say it. And they do talk about when will it be available for beta testing. So currently, there has not been any alphas or beta testing done at the moment. They want to stabilize the current build, and once that's done, they'll post it on social media, so for others to enjoy in the beta test. So yeah, overall, I think this is very good. And of course, the top comment is,
read it.
Yes, that's right. Please, female-only characters, fantastic, right? And this was something about. Yeah, all I've been waiting my...
Bro's name is Panties. What? This game... Oh my god. Bro, this game is for such coomers. We're home. Oh, damn, bro. Bro, you know Azure Familia be making the bunny suit skins, and this time their CEO won't be attempted to be assassinated, bro. That's insane.
Entire life.
Our
is,
people.
The words female characters only. I mean, I think this is a thing with
it's good.
CM players, and also, of course, if they follow the Azure Lane dev, it's a given. They only want female lewd designs, myself included, but I'm not one to...
Yeah, exactly. And like, the amount of money that lewd games have is insane. Because let's be real, we don't have a lewd AAA mobile game yet, right? Nikkei's profit margins are incredible, right? So imagine Nikkei levels of lewdness added to an actual AAA title. The amount of money they would make is insane.
To judge if they release male characters, but I can understand a lot of the players only want female characters, and those are the paying customers. So yeah, I just find this extremely hilarious that in the span of pretty much 24 hours with promotional videos released, leakers, quote-unquote leakers, have already managed to attack and drop the reputation and make big enough of a kerfuffle that the Manju devs actually had to swing around and reply.
That's actually so funny.
Their official account with an official statement.
Leakers.
What do you think? Overall, I just want to see some top-tier characters, top-tier waifus. I'll be playing the game if it's a...
Yeah, I just want to see some chick look like Nicole before the nerf. That's pretty much it. You know? I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's go pull it. Nicole menu animation, right? If Nicole can look like... Hold up. We'll get to it. We'll get to her, guys. Hold up. It'll be worth it. If we can get some titties like that, bro. Like, if we can get some animations like this. Like, That's all I want. Oh my God, why did they kill her, bro? Why did they kill her, bro? Why did they kill her? Oh my God. What did they do to my girl, bro? What did they do to my girl, bro? Anyways, that's all we want, bro. Just give us a Cooper game for the AAA devs. So just show us some boobies, bro. Slap that mother in a bunny suit, bro. Okay, pull them tits out for feminism. Hey, boys, raise your hand if you're a feminist. Anyways, that's the video. Hey, Timaeus, good vid. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Catch y'all later. Peace, boys.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down.
So Kotaku died.
The title here seems kind of hyperbolic, I guess, but it's not even really clickbait, actually, because Kotaku kind of sort of just literally died. And maybe the website will continue to function on a basic level and be profitable, perhaps, but the way it is right now, that's over. And oddly enough, I actually have a pretty unique individual perspective on why. Here's a basic rundown before I go in-depth on what precisely this means for the website. March 21st, which is yesterday as of me scripting this, Jen Glennon, editor-in-chief at Kotaku at the time, abruptly resigned. Jen Glennon has a lengthy history working in the world of media. I really don't know much about her, so good at her job, bad at her job, I honestly can't say. But this abrupt and unexplained decision quickly received context. See, Kotaku writers began losing their collective minds. I'll take a minute right now to clarify that's very understandable. Losing your job is not an easy thing, especially when you've sunk months or years into building your position at a certain company. We should all be able to sympathize and have some empathy here. That's not something to celebrate at all. And while those writers have not actually lost their job currently, they're probably going to. I'll explain that in a minute here. So Jen Glennon resigns abruptly, and then both current and former staff at Kotaku start spilling the beans that GNO Media has redefined the entire website content direction to focus now almost exclusively on gaming guides, not activism-based editorial pieces or politically laced op-eds. And they—
Well, you don't want to know why? It's probably because the advertisers don't want to be associated with this shit either. Which, like, I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion here, but I totally support Kotaku's freedom of speech. And I don't like the idea that advertisers are trying to pull out because they're exercising their freedom of speech and talking about what they believe in. I think it's incredibly important that everybody has the right to have an opinion about something, no matter how stupid and reductive that it is. I think almost every single one of Kotaku's big editorial political pieces is completely wrong, and they're totally fucking stupid. But I completely respect their opinion, and I respect the ability that they have to say that opinion. And I don't like the idea that we should sit here and celebrate that they're losing advertising revenue because of this, potentially, right? Which is what I think it is. Because, again, remember what I said before, like, if you're happy about an unfair thing happening to somebody else, the only thing you have to do for that unfair thing to happen to you is wait. I don't like it whenever it happens to anybody. To be fair, though, I don't like it whenever it happens to Kotaku the least. I
also implemented a quota of 50 guides per week, allegedly. That news is getting very mixed reception right now. I've seen everything from good, that's a better direction, GNO Media is a genius for doing this, all the way to get woke, go broke, and even the sky is falling, who's going to tell the gamer chuds how wrong they are now? Ask different people about this and you'll get completely different answers, because the perspective here seems to be fully dependent on whether or not someone liked the individual politics of the Kotaku writers. There was a singular political slant at that outlet for many years, which is completely indisputable. And that simple litmus test will basically tell you—
Absolutely, without a question.
You whether or not someone is now celebrating all this or panicking over the decision by GNO Media to change the website's direction. Here's the fun part. It turns out, if you don't believe me, I'm about to show proof of everything I'm saying.
This game looks fun.
Turns out I'm actually uniquely qualified to speak on this topic and also have literal years of data to back up what I'm about to say. See, originally, way back when the channel first got started in the early days, all I did was make video game guides. I started with The Division, nearly killed the channel outright when I tried to expand, but eventually I was producing guides for basically every single popular game release that happened. Destiny 2, Red Dead Redemption, even Fallout 76. Cyberpunk, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands 2, even more recently Elden Ring. I went from guides in one game to guides in any game, and I have the data now because of that to properly evaluate this whole situation. If you listen to a political activism-oriented gaming journalist right now, the sky is actually falling on their head.
Because people don't want to hear what they have to say, because they give one-dimensional opinions that aren't valid and aren't resonating with the public. That's the reason why the sky is falling. It's because the content that they're making and the things that they're saying, people don't agree with. That's it. The culture has changed. Like, people have fun. Like, the thing is that back in like 2012, 2014, like, woke people didn't have the same level of power that they do now. So if you're playing the power dynamic of like, well, they're fighting against like this large oppressive regime, well, then it kind of works because they are kind of fighting against it. But the issue is that now they are the large oppressive regime. And people see that, and they don't like that either. Because again, people, as I said, don't want to be told what to do. That's what it comes down to. People don't like being told what to do. People don't like being told that they're bad for playing a certain video game, that they're bad for liking certain games, that they, you know, Hogwarts Legacy, it's like you're supporting transphobia. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up. People don't like being told what to do. And I think that people are more okay with it if it's from an underdog. But the reality is that they're not the underdog anymore. They are the majority, especially in terms of like, in actual like professional spaces. And so, yeah, people don't want to be talked down to by somebody who thinks that they're a victim whenever they have all the control.
Decision is the worst thing in the world. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's a completely idiotic thing to do. How could they ever think that an audience would go there for gaming guides to Kotaku? And it's
I think the real problem is that the website isn't making enough money because the website isn't getting enough traffic. And the reason why it's not getting enough traffic is because the business model is broken fundamentally.
Is blunder by GNO Media that can't be allowed to persist.
I think it's a fundamental problem,
However,
like right from the top.
With close to a decade of YouTube experience, tens of millions of views attracted through the production of gaming guides in particular, and all the data at my disposal, at my fingertips to demonstrate this, let's take a look at the reality of the situation. Okay. Not the blind celebration, by the way, because someone thinks the writers they politically disagree with are going to lose their jobs, which they probably are. And not the brain-dead outrage, because a company made a calculated fiscal decision to step away from antagonistic, politically motivated content. Let's look at what's really happening, okay? Like the actual down-to-earth reality, not one side or the other of an extreme. Here goes. Gaming guides are absolutely a viable genre of content, and here's a few examples. This is a 5-minute, 50-second video I did for Red Dead Redemption 2. It is incredibly simple and merely showcases the location of 5 pieces of writing, I think, from back then, explaining how if you go to all these spots, you can hunt an NPC that pretends to be a vampire. This took me less than 1 hour to make and has garnered well over 1 million views since originally published. In the past 365 days, so 1 year, it's gotten 200,000 views.
Wow.
And this means that less than 1 hour of work 6 years ago is still producing reliable viewership, subscribers, and revenue today.
And this is why YouTube is making so much more money than Twitch is. Or sorry, than Kotaku is. This is why YouTube content creators are so much more agile and they can completely outperform Kotaku. Because really, Kotaku and these other websites have been replaced by YouTube content creators like Upper Echelon, like Radikosker, like Mortismal Gaming, like SkillUp. They've replaced them because it is a better and more agile business model. Straight the fuck up. And do you know what? You want to know what really proves it? What's the biggest place? I'd say it's probably IGN. What is IGN doing now? Pumping out YouTube videos.
That's basically the holy grail of content creation. It's called evergreen, and it holds true regardless of medium, because articles with written content can do precisely the same thing, sometimes even better. Well, some of you might be thinking, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is a crazy high-profile release. That doesn't happen every day, so it's not a repeatable thing. And you'd be right, except for the part where you're completely wrong. See, that pattern is actually easy to replicate if you are able to quickly target new games and produce at least passably helpful content. Here's a tips video for a video game.
This is also a really good point that he's bringing up, and I think that he's totally right. So what he's really trying to say collectively is that these types of videos are evergreen in a way that, like, culturally relevant at the time videos of, let's say, somebody being mad about, you know, some political decision a game is. Like, the videos for those games are really high at the beginning, but nobody is paying attention to them, like, a year later. Whereas guide videos for games that people are continuously playing will continue to be relevant for an indefinite period of time. So, like, if you're making all of your content that's, like, just current events content, you're not going to have, like, those long-form videos that people will go back to and watch in 5 years in the future.
Called Frostpunk. Incredible game. It's about to get a sequel, actually, which is exciting. But it's nowhere near as popular as Red Dead Redemption 2. Still,
that's the city builder,
tips
right?
and tricks video I produced, also about 6 years ago, has continued to garner viewership this entire time, collectively reaching over 250,000 people.
That's what I thought.
And serving as evergreen content with drip-fed income and subscriber growth. See, this pattern is actually the norm. I did very few guides for Monster Hunter World when it initially came out, but when I did, things like this happened. How to get Zora Magdaros gems and armor. And this content is extremely simplistic, mind you. Merely explaining how to get one resource with one method in a popular video game, right? It's really simple. Hundreds of thousands of views, hundreds of dollars, consistent subscriber growth.
Yep.
Let me just rapid fire these. Again, I have a lot of examples to draw from. Top 5 tips for Cyberpunk, million views, evergreen. Tips for Borderlands, evergreen, less than 400,000 views, maybe $2,000 over 4 years. Tips for Red Dead 2, still going. Fishing guide for Red Dead 2, still going. Tips for Bannerlord, still going strong, evergreen. Tips for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which isn't even the most recent game in the series anymore as well. Consistent viewership, thousands of dollars over the span of years. Even a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance, Best Gear, an Alchemy Guide, and a money-making video, among others, all continuing to gain viewership even now, consistently, as they grow the channel and earn me money well after the fact.
Yep.
The list goes on. This is really just a snapshot. I have a ton more data.
Want a video with less views, get more money? There's a lot of reasons for it. I could spend 30 minutes explaining it.
Disposal to prove this, but I'm just trying to condense it as much as I can. But the point is to demonstrate here.
Think
guide
10 different
content
factors.
Is a consistent and reliable method of attracting viewership, even more than half a decade after whatever game it is initially came out. While the channel has completely
I'm worried that Kotaku won't even be able to pivot because of how much they've damaged their brand. I don't know if they're going to be able to, like, earn back the respect of consumers again, but I think that maybe they will be able to because IGN was able to. I feel like, how many of you guys agree with this statement? IGN used to suck, but recently the videos they've been putting out have been kind of good. Because I hear that sentiment a lot whenever I watch them myself. And by the way, not all of them. They still make stupid decisions, and some videos suck. Like, for example, the Resident Evil 5 video really sucked. But overall,
changed direction since then as well. See, I've done the grind where you produce guides, and I've also done the more journalistic thing, I guess, where I publish my opinions about games or topics instead of giving information on them, even though that still does often contain a lot of information, but still. I can tell you with no shadow of a doubt here, possessing all the data necessary to prove my point, the video game guide content is much more consistently profitable than op-eds or think pieces, or whatever the fuck Kotaku writers have been doing for the past few years.
For me personally, I actually found the opposite to be true. I found that I made way more money and I got way more views by making videos that were more about, like, my opinion on things versus guides on games. But I think that the reason for that is because also I was focusing on one game, and that game kind of died in terms of, like, people's interest of consuming guide-based content on it. So this is my original YouTube channel. And it had, how many views has it gotten in the past 30 days? It's got 35,000 views. I found that, like, making videos with, like, my opinion and, like, talking about why his earnings have such a wide error margin, a lot of reasons. Like, my channel's doing great. I'm doing really well. I'm happy. But what ends up happening is that, like, the reason why my channel is doing well is because the majority of my videos, my audience, even if they don't agree with it, they appreciate it. And people watch videos that I make even if they think that I'm wrong in the video or they think that I'm stupid, they will still want to hear and want to watch the video. And I think that's what ends up happening. Whereas Kotaku, people don't appreciate their commentary. People don't want to hear it. They don't agree with it, and they don't like it. That's the real problem with Kotaku's commentary. It's not commentary, it's the popularity of what they're saying. And very simply, it sucks. Base versus cringe takes. Yeah, exactly. You have a sort of dragging my attention, even on a subject? Yeah, sure. People don't really care about them. Yeah, well, because people don't agree with what's being said. I disagree with you on a lot of topics. You present your views in ways that I can tackle in my head. How you convince me on some things like AI? Sure, right? And like that's always what I do. And I found that like that is a better idea for me because I think that has a higher ceiling than like making game guides. But Kotaku, I don't think that they can. The problem is that their politics are not popular. So like if you make videos about like how, you know, actually having, you know, like super woke characters in game or like race swapping a character is good, the majority of people that are consuming content online disagree with that. And the reason why it doesn't bother me and it doesn't affect me really whenever I make videos or say things that are bad is because I'm always making new content. So like if people are disagreeing with something and they're mad about something that I said, it doesn't really matter because it's going to get replaced in 6 hours. So who cares? You know, talk about stuff. I appreciate it. If you don't know about it, you just won't talk about it. I do try to only talk about things that I understand. Obviously, I think that some people say that I don't, and you know, like I personally think that I'm informed enough to where I'm confident in my opinion. And there are things that I don't talk about because I am not confident in my opinion.
To be clear, the more highbrow journalistic stuff certainly can be a hit, sometimes, periodically. I have videos that do exceptionally well that discuss things like TikTok and social media, AI, general technology, and more. But video game guides, and I say this as an indisputable expert on the subject, are an extremely reliable source of viewership if you can produce them quickly and if you can properly fill them with information. This
and
decision by GM...
And if there are games that people care about.
Media is
making WoW games, WoW guides, it's not going to help you.
Misguided blunder, regardless of what these writers are screaming about on Twitter. This is not some horribly ill-informed mistake. This is a viable business decision that can absolutely result in high-paying, consistent traffic with low effort and a lot of frequency. Extremely reliable profits, really, for Kotaku, if it's executed properly. I don't know if it will be executed properly, but as a basic foundation, it's a viable strategy. However, and this is a big however here, that doesn't mean that the whole situation is good, and it doesn't mean I'm sitting here happy. See, part of the shift is requiring 50 guides per week from each of their staff writers. And yes, I know my audience dislikes Kotaku and their writers significantly, but let's keep our feet firmly on the ground.
If you have 50 guides per week, you're going to have bad guides. That's too many. People won't be able to keep quality standards up.
Track of reality simply because we disagree with them. 50 guides per week? That's just untenable. That's completely impossible to do and effectively forces them to plagiarize. See, guide content success is directly proportional to its speed and its relative information.
Yes.
You have to be quick, and you have to put things in that players genuinely want to know but don't already know. Do that, and you're golden.
Exactly.
But you cannot possibly do that yourself, at least not properly, 50 times per week, because there's a lot more that goes into it, right? You actually have to spend the time to find the information to put in there, or you have to plagiarize it. So, like, they're basically being forced to plagiarize with that criteria. It basically means that writers will be forced to take information...
Yeah, somebody says the theory is they don't want to quit. Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory that actually the main company just wants to put so much pressure on the employees that they quit the company entirely, so they don't have to pay them severance or any sort of unemployment or anything like that.
That exists already from other outlets, which I guess
just make the environment so bad that they leave.
Media already, like the aggregation side of things.
Yeah,
they would regurgitate things that exist elsewhere, which depletes the value of that article and the article it's based on already. Or stretch out what they find into multiple articles instead of one highly packed, information-dense write-up, which more than likely destroys the potential for this shift to actually help Kotaku from a business perspective and makes this whole thing a lot more likely to fail. See, my guess, and it's a fairly accurate guess here based on context, at least in my opinion, this is an excuse to fire everyone. The fundamental business decision to shift over and focus on guides is valid, and do not let a single journalist tell you it's not. They simply don't know what they're talking about here, or their critical thinking is obviously clouded by anger right now. However, requiring 50 guides per week is not valid, and the only actual purpose of that would be to overwhelm the writers to a point where they can't keep up and then, I guess, fire them.
I think that their opinions are valid and also invalid. It depends on the guides, and it also depends on the commentary and editorialized content. The problem isn't that Kotaku was writing editorialized content. The problem is that Kotaku was writing editorialized content and nobody liked it.
In my view, is extremely stupid. I know some people will celebrate this and say they're getting what they deserve, and I understand that mentality, but guys, jacking up the requirements of a job to be impossible just so you have an excuse to end someone's employment is like super fucked up.
Keep in mind though, I agree with him, but at the same time, these are the same Kotaku people that were trying to find the real names of the guys that were in the Sweet Baby Discord. They would very quickly get you fired from your job without a second thought and pat themselves on the back whenever they find out that it worked. Never have sympathy for a person who wouldn't have sympathy for you.
We can disagree with someone politically and still acknowledge when they get completely shafted by a greedy company, so I hope that everyone
I know it sounds brutal, but that's the way that I look at it. I think to myself, if somebody was in my position, if you know, the shoe was on the other foot, would they do it for me? Absolutely. Like, if they heard that, like, I got kicked off of YouTube or I got banned or something like that, they would be celebrating it and they would be happy. So fuck them. Yeah, they literally tried to cancel you. Yeah, they tried to shut me down. They tried to get people to they tried to get my sponsorship with Capcom pulled because I had the audacity to think that Sweet Baby Inc. might not necessarily make every video game better. And I even had the audacity to say that other people had the right to have that opinion. So yeah.
Is able to make that distinction here and now. It is completely valid to shift Kotaku in the direction of gaming guides. These whining, screeching journalists don't have a leg to stand on disputing the validity of that decision. But requiring them to basically plagiarize or produce horrible content just to keep up
you get what you deserve.
Quota, that is idiotic. It really is.
Yeah.
And either means that the company is screwing them over on purpose or making a serious blunder when it comes to content pacing. My guess, they're creating a reason to fire people as they execute this shift, but with two sides hell-bent on proving the other side wrong, it felt like a good idea to look at the situation and calmly explain that both sides are in fact wrong. The journalists are completely full of shit in their complaints about the basic decision-making. This is a valid and potentially highly profitable shift to make. But the weekly requirements really are a complete disaster in their current form.
It's
should
insane.
Not be defended as a great move to salvage the sinking ship. Kotaku just died, not as a general publication necessarily, but as an avatar of let me push my ideologically driven opinions on you ignorant viewers, which was the consistent atmosphere it managed to cultivate for years.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what Kotaku was. It was all the gamers suck and our audience are losers and idiots and look how wrong they are and this is what you should think and this is what I think. So like, it was so, I don't know, it was so politically driven and it came through in every aspect of their writing. That seems to be legit.
Rip Bozo. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm the kind of person who celebrates whenever bad things happen to people that I don't like. I do. It doesn't mean I want them to happen, but when they do, I'm not sad. A pack tastes good? Yeah, sure does. Rest in piss, you won't be missed.
Ultimately dead, as their parent company shifts in a new but
kind of
understandable direction. Even if the requirements they've implemented while doing so are extremely bad and will probably, if left in place, make the whole thing fail. That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. We have a channel merchandise line that's open till April 10th. After that, the spring collection will be gone, so get that while it's still there. Locals and Patreon, monthly subscriptions, a VPN deal, etc., etc. But I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.
There it is. Totally agree with him. Absolutely. 100%. The game dominance, yeah. I mean, let's talk about why Kotaku really... This is a great video, and I think that he brings up a lot of good points with his guides. I had the opposite experience, but I think that also Like, the video guides that I was making were more contextual than the ones that he was making. So, for example, like, WoW guides become outdated over time. So, it depends on the kind of guides that you're making. Yeah, honestly, didn't pay shit that said video. Gameplay was too good. The gameplay was good, absolutely. That Mercantante lady is going after Melanie Mack. I guess she wants an easy win. I don't know what she's doing. It doesn't really matter. Your guys were kind of niche, not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was really into, like, a very, you know, specific individual thing, and that's what I like doing. But yeah, this is my perspective, is that I have no problem celebrating the demise of a person who would celebrate my demise. I don't care that it is, and should it be like this? No, it shouldn't, but it is, and too bad.
この王国の真の権力者を知っていますか？甘い妙薬は体にもいいものです。一緒にブドウジュース飲むかい？そんなに真面目にならないでさ、ジュースでも飲みなよ。 どんな話だって覚えていますよ。
海が怖いのね。かわいそうに。
You wouldn't think that squeezing something would ever make it catch fire, but that's exactly what we're gonna do today. If you take a bit of cotton, place it in a piston, and then compress the gas inside really fast. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Holy cow! The cotton ignites. To understand why, you need to know that squeezing a gas quickly generates a lot of heat. This causes the temperature to rapidly go up, so much so that the cotton inside can ignite. It smells like smoke. This is kind of like what happens in an internal combustion engine, where pistons compress fuel vapors before burning them in order to generate the power needed to propel the car forward. I think that this model is older than I am. You wouldn't think that squeezing something would
Right, oh, we've got the shower curtain up. What the hell is that on the tap? You squirt it in the mouth and it makes a bubble bath. The little crocodile, what's it drinking? Oh my god, it disperses bubble. Oh, it's for kids. What about the adults then? Oh, do you know what? I'll still play with the fidget spinners, I don't care. What the hell is that? Right, so you put the bubbles and water in it, and then some balls, right? Oh, do you know what? They need to make this, it's a mini shower for the kid. Oh, I love this. I love this. Oh, who's got the links? Oh, what's that for? Oh, is it one of the stuff? What kind of bath? This has got to be for adults. Make an adult version. Jesus Christ. Oh, look, the bubble dispensing machine is genius. I love it. This is 5-star review. Oh, my Lord.